What is going on, my beautiful people? Hope you guys are having an amazing day today. In this video, what we're basically going to be talking about is being able to get into actually having control over our life and how we start to do that. Now, this is a concept that I learned from this book called Inner Excellence, and I think it's so powerful for anybody that actually wants to start to take control of our life. Like, we don't want to be at the whims of what happens, our circumstances, just reacting to things. So he says, the concept that we're going to talk about here is he's basically saying that a lot of us don't have power in our life because we're only reacting to our life. We are only going out there. We're not trying to consciously take control of our life. We're just reacting to it. Basically, what he's saying is that we're just going out there and like something that's going to slap you in the face and you're just reacting to it versus consciously trying to prepare yourself to get into the energy that you want for your life over and over. I got a beautiful bug that just landed on this beautiful camera right now. But he's saying that one of the other concepts that he said is that when you are able to consciously control your energy and your state, that is powerful. What we're talking about is getting to the state of God and to the presence of God with all this stuff. He says once you're able to control your state, that is 75% of any problem that you have. The solution to any problem 75% of the time is the correct emotional response. That's what he was saying about it. And it's so beautiful because what he's basically saying is that if you can have a problem come up and you can emotionally try your best to react to it as best you possibly can, all of a sudden all the solutions, all the possibilities are there. Think about a time when you've had something pop up. Okay, I'll give you an example. Me and my girl the other day, we woke up in the morning and then she wakes up and we had this foster dog that we had, and she ends up being like, oh, I think the foster dog peed. And she's like, I think it peed on your freaking socks. And I had been at my girl's apartment, and which is an hour 15 minutes away from my house, and that was my only pair of socks. That was my only pair of socks that I had. And I was like, the instant emotional reaction was like, oh shoot, I'm kind of upset about that. Like, what am I gonna how am I'm gonna have to drive back over there with no socks on, with like barefoot? I don't freaking know. But that's what it instantly went. But I had been practicing the day before to feel that and then get back into the correct emotional response that I wanted to get into, which is a joy, love, peace. And when I was instantly feeling that kind of like anger, that upsetness that we all feel sometimes, man, it seemed like there was no good possibilities. It's like, oh shoot, like that sucks that I'm gonna have to do this. But little did I know, once I got back into that like good, joyous state, and I started laughing about it, I'm like, oh, our cat must have peed on, or our cat must have poisoned the socks, so the dog peed on the socks to protect me. You start laughing about it, you get back into that. I realized the easiest solution was there, but I just couldn't see it because I was upset. The easiest solution, I just wear a pair of my girl's socks. She has some long socks. I was perfectly fine. So when we have these things that where it's like, you know, that anger or that upsetness that comes up, all of a sudden our mind just like shuts down and locks up. It doesn't show us any possibilities because we just want to be upset. A lot of times we just want to be upset. If we're honest with it, we just want to be upset about certain things. But once we get into that joyous, peaceful state, all of a sudden all the possibilities start coming up. And you're going to find better solutions, better innovations, better problem solving with that state than you could have ever been before. If you get into that good, positive state of God, you will start seeing things that you could have never seen before. Not even with these like big problems or anything, but also just like being able to do stuff in your life, being able to talk with people, being able to just be open and have fun in life. That's what we're trying to get into. Oh shoot, my bad. But what he was saying is also, what we're trying to do is not control your thoughts, not control your feelings, not control any of that stuff. But everything that comes out of you is from your soul. So your soul creates thoughts. Your thoughts create feelings. Your feelings create actions. Your actions create the results. So if we really want to get good results in your life, performance, have a good life, whatever it might be, what we have to do is first get into the soul. And the soul is something that can be fed. That's what you're trying to do. You're trying to feed the soul good stuff and not bad stuff. Now, if you're constantly pumping your soul with the news that's like fearful and it's just like fear-based, and you're just constantly pumping yourself with that 24/7, of course, it's going to create thoughts of the world is bad, everything's going on back there, everybody wants to kill everybody, everything's terrible. You're just seeing that. It creates those thoughts, and those thoughts create feelings. I'm upset that the world is so bad and everything's so terrible. Those feelings create actions of, I'm going to be upset towards people, I'm going to be mad towards people, everybody sucks. And those actions create results, which is basically everybody also going back at you. Not, it's just going to create more conflict, more conflict, more conflict. So the soul is something that we can feed, and he's talking about it so beautifully. He basically was saying that you have the opportunity to feed your soul good stories, good ideas, good books, good TV shows, movies, whatever it might be. Just consciously putting good stuff into your soul. Now, there's multiple ways that you could do this, but I've realized how powerful that this is for controlling our life. So for myself, I would kind of just wake up in the past and I would just go about my life. And then we kind of like have something happen in the day, and something that's kind of negative or that can create a big problem or get you into an emotional reaction. And then you're kind of just like holding on to that for the rest of the day. But what I've started doing to feed my soul really well, and what we can all do, is start to visualize how you want your day to go. Visualize the exact day that you want to go with God, like saying like, okay, God, I want to visualize how I can get into your presence for tomorrow. And if you were to visualize that, the presence of him is that joyous, loving, peaceful state. When you listen to it, when you hear a scripture and it really hits you at the soul, you start smiling, you start having a good time. You're like, oh my gosh, God, you're so good to me. You're so good. I love you so much. You start doing that, and then you can hold on to that. That's what we're trying to get back into over and over and over again. So if you can visualize yourself getting into that state over and over, and if you can't get it right now, that means that you got to feed your soul better stuff. You got to go into the Bible, find some Bible stories, feed your soul better that stuff, and start to get yourself into your mind thinking about that stuff. So for like myself, sometimes you would have in your soul, sometimes your soul feels like you can't do certain things. Like for myself, I was like, what gives me the right to be up here on camera recording these videos, and like, who gives me the right? Like, can I even do that? But then what I would do is I would go into the Bible. I found a Bible story that would talk about the story of a man that didn't think that he could do it, go out there and prophesy or whatever he was doing. And basically God told him, for I have put my words into your mouth. Speak my words. And that basically told him, like, God said that I could do it. God knew me in the womb and he's sending me on this path. Well, why am I going to listen to what I'm saying versus what God is saying? That's what we're doing too. But also, when I heard that story at the soul level, I inherited it at the heart. And now, anytime, it's just something that I truly have shifted my belief in that. And in the past, it would create thoughts of like, am I doing this right? Am I gonna be able to, should I continue to do this if like it's not going well, whatever? But now at the heart, I'm like, I know I could do this because God told me I could do this. So anytime you need to, that's getting a healthy soul. If you have insecurities, if you have negative beliefs, if you have limiting beliefs, you can rewrite it with something in the soul. That's what we're trying to get into. So this is something where you get that into the soul, and also visualizing yourself reacting in a certain way that gets you into your soul, into God throughout the day. So it's like practicing getting into God's presence. Like Michael Phelps, he would visualize himself. My bad, I thought there was a bug on me. But Michael Phelps would visualize himself doing a race and imagining himself in the state that he wanted to be in for the race, how he wanted the race to go. That's what we're doing for our days, man. We're just getting into the state that we want to be in for our race, but basically our day, into God and getting that into our soul. And our soul starts to inherit that because our mind is getting wired into that. It's like, okay, I want to be happy and joyous and peaceful even when something bad comes up, even when something that is a little bit of a conflict comes up. I want to continue to feel it, I can react to it, and then get back into God. And for me, even today, I realized that it worked very well, man. I had some conflict come up, I had some disagreement with somebody, and it kind of like was like, whatever. It was like, it roused up, you get kind of a reaction, you feel it, and it's like, damn, like that kind of like, it made me kind of like upset. But then because I've been practicing this so much, my soul is getting stronger, and I step out of that, get back into it so much faster and just start laughing about it. Like, that's so funny. God, thank you for the opportunity to do that. Go about my day. That's what we're trying to get into every single day, and we can get into it more and more with those environments that you're going into, whatever you might be dealing with. So building our souls. Remember, you can read scripture, you can read Bible stories, you can read good books, you can watch good movies, or just like even with the Fallout TV show, that thing has changed something in my soul because I see the character Lucy. She always is just like trying to hold on to hope, positivity, and optimism in this fallen world, which is what we're trying to do too. And that changed something in my soul. Like, it's absolutely in my heart now. So just find that stuff, and really, when you feel yourself connecting with something, really try to just like bring it into your life. How can you slowly start to bring it into your life? Like for myself, one of the things that she says in the show is okie dokie, and I started doing that in my life, saying okie dokie to God, like okie dokie God, I accept this reality, I'm gonna do the best I can in here. That is something that is shifting my soul into that. So whatever it might be for you, you gotta get a little bit creative with it, but you can do it. Continue to do it out there. Hope you guys are having an amazing one. Talk to you on the next video. Peace.